using this inspiration application that's already available on your MacBook Air. Now, as you should already know, brainstorming is the very start of the research process where you want to just start getting a bunch of ideas out quickly without judging them or criticizing them or thinking, is it really going to lead to a research paper? Right now, you just want to start by putting a bunch of ideas out on paper, and that's why this inspiration document is actually a fun and easy way to do that doesn't require you to use a whiteboard or use up a lot of paper. So what you would want to start out with regards to brainstorming is a general idea or a general topic that you would like to do. So when you start out here, you have these little crosshairs that you can put wherever really on the paper, and when you start typing, it's going to open up a bubble. So I started out this brainstorming process by thinking I would like to write a paper on cars. So that's all I know right now is I want to do cars. So with that, I want to just start brainstorming ideas. And the feature that you're going to use to brainstorm is this feature right here, rapid fire. Now when you click on the rapid fire, you see you get this little red lightning bolt. Anything you type after that, once you hit return, it's going to create a separate bubble connected to this original cars bubble. So I'm just going to start brainstorming so you can see what it's like. So cars, so what do I know about cars and what do I want to write down? Well, there are the major car companies. Oh, I don't want it in caps. Major car companies. That's one thing. I know that they drive on highways. I know that there's a lot of talk about fuel efficiency. I know there's also a lot of talk about speed limits. What else? History of cars. I know Henry Ford was the father of the modern car company. Car companies. Well, I already did that, but so car manufacturing. How about that? Modern factories that make cars. Foreign car companies like Toyota companies. I'll get to the different names in a second, but what else? I know that there is talk about emissions, pollution from cars. Let's say government regulation of cars. And I'm not really looking to see if I'm spelling these things right. What else? On top of government regulation, famous cars, maybe. Expensive cars. Electric cars. That's a good one. Hybrid technology. That's another one. What else? Is there anything else I can think of right now? Well, this is a pretty good list, so let's start with that. So once you've kind of started this brainstorm, you've already got some things. Let's see if we can kind of move them about so we can put them kind of in places together. So I think fuel efficiency and government regulation, because the government is the thing that makes cars be more fuel efficient. Speed limits is another thing that the government puts on us about cars. Pollution would go with fuel efficiency. And you know what? Another thing you can do is take the line and connect it from one to the other. So fuel efficiency and pollution would be, emissions would be connected with that as well. And you can, like I said, you can highlight the line and then just move that about so it's connected to fuel efficiency now. All right, factories, Henry Ford would be connected with that, modern factories. Car manufacturing, I did spell manufacturing wrong. And let's see, highways, that might be government as well. It might be kind of a separate thing. Major car companies. Another thing you can do is once you've gotten this, you can do rapid fire on this one. So you add major car companies. So we've got Ford, GM, Chrysler, who else? Toyota. Well, I'm not going to do foreign cars. So major car companies. Am I missing one? Chevrolet. Chevrolet is part of GM, isn't it? I don't know. It's fine. Chevrolet, and I think we're pretty good here, right? for major car companies, major U.S. car companies. So hybrid technology, electric cars, that's over here. That might also connect with emissions. So maybe you put emissions over here, and then you can link emissions to hybrid technology, emissions to electric cars. All right, cool. So now, if you want to move a whole group, you can highlight them together and then move them over like this. Foreign car companies, you can do the same brainstorming rapid fire thing there. You got Toyota, you've got Saab, you've got Mitsubishi. I'm coming up with some really random ones right now. Nissan, Honda, you've got Mercedes, you've got Porsche. Yes. All right, so those are all cool cars. Should be done. There we go. Sometimes there's a little bit of a lag in getting them all to move. Now the thing is, you can highlight these to move them out of the way so that you have like more room to see what's going on. You can also reduce the size of it so you can see your whole thing a little bit more easily. There we go. So now I brainstormed just from cars, and I've got all these different sort of groups of things that I can look at that will allow me to start thinking about what I can develop as a topic. You can always look at government regulation. You could look at the history of Henry Ford and the development of modern factories. You could look at the development of a particular foreign car company in the United States, maybe. You could look at the history of a major car company or changes that have happened to that car company. And then I've got these kind of weird things over here, famous cars, expensive cars. I don't necessarily know if there's anything that can come of that. The only famous car that I can think of off the top of my head right now is the Edsel. I didn't want to do that. Well, okay, I'll just do a rapid fire there. The Edsel was a famous car that was a total flop. What else? The Corvette's kind of a famous car just in American culture. Trying to think any other famous cars. Oh, the DeLorean. I think that's how you spell DeLorean. Which was that car that had like wings that was used in the Back to the Future movies. So there's probably some other famous cars, but so those are some options maybe that you could conceivably do there. So all in all, now you see you've got this big group of ideas now that you just started out with cars. You just have to allow your brain to sort of free flow and think about things, and you can come up with a lot of great ideas just from a little brainstorming session that lasted just a couple minutes. Don't ever brainstorm for more than half an hour or so before you have to take a break, and then step back from what you've done and see what you have. And you'll find, even with your own common knowledge about a particular topic, you might find that there's a lot of different options that you can develop. And from these options, your topic for your research paper will come. Good luck.